Okay, this is homework for Algebra 2, section 6.5, problem number 9. We are solving for x, so we're going to first subtract 3. What's 15 minus 3?
12.
Then
Divided by 3.
divide both sides by 3. You get the square root of x is 4, then what?
Square root.
Square both sides, and your answer is
16.
16. Number 10. What would you do first?
Add 1.
Add 1. You get 4. Whoops. And then divide by,
4.
and you get the square root of x is 1, and then square both sides. 1. Number 11.
X plus 3 equals 25.
X plus 3 equals 25. You're squaring both sides, and then
X equals 20.
subtract 3. So some of the stuff you guys can do in your head. Number
That
15.
equals 9?
Number 15, do what?
Square.
Square both sides, you get 3x plus 4 equals, you're squaring both sides, so this becomes a 16. Then what?
X equals 4.
Subtract 4, and then divide by, and you get 4. Now what's nice about these is you can check all your answers. Number 16, what should you first do? Add 7.
20.
Then what? Square both sides, you get 2x plus 3 equals 49.
Minus 3.
Subtract 3. What do you get? 46 divided by 2, 23. Number 17, add 2. Square both sides. Subtract 6. Divide by negative 3, and you should get 2/3. Good. Number 18. I think it says 2/3. X plus 5. Now, this is where I told you. Look at your numerator. It's a 2. How many answers are there going to be? 2. What should you do? I would cube both sides first. To get those 2 answers, I would raise this to the 3rd power, raise this to the 3rd power. So you get x plus 5 squared equals 64. Then what? Square root both sides. That's how you'll get your 2 answers. So you get x plus 5 equals plus or minus 8. Then what? Subtract 5. Negative 5 plus 8 is 3. And negative 5 minus 8 is,
Negative 13. Wait.
oh, negative
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Negative 13. What did I write? Sorry. Okay, I want to hear you. Number 19, how would you do this?
Raise it to the third power.
That's a 3, it's 2/3.
Alright.
To the 3rd
2/3.
power.
Raising to the 3rd.
Raise them to the 3rd. So what's next? X plus 2 squared equals, ooh, what's 9 times 9 times 9?
729.
720.
729.
I don't even know what that is.
Now, you're gonna square root 729.
I don't know.
Anyone know what the square root is?
27.
It's 27. And then what?
Because it sounds like 9.
Subtract 2.
What do you think about it?
So it's negative 2 plus 27 and negative 2 minus 27.
25 and negative 29.
So 25, negative 29. Good? Thumbs up if you get this. Tara, do you get this?
Ryan, you
I get this a lot.
Okay.
I love this.
All right, how about
Divide by
number
3.
20?
Divided by
I think it's 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
so,
exponent.
what did I say if the numerator is odd?
One answer.
There's only gonna be one answer here. I gotta get rid of this 3 first. Divide by 3.
To the 4.
Yeah, it's 3/4. Equals, what's over here? 8. Now, what's the reciprocal of 3/4? You're gonna multiply, so you're gonna do this. X minus 2. You've got 3/4. The reciprocal is 4/3. So I gotta take 8 and raise it to the 4/3 power. Yes.
So, but it's not like a 1 on either of them, so now you have like a 3/4 is one of them, right? That's when you use the reciprocal one?
Wait, say your question?
Okay, so, how do you, okay, clarify, how do you know when to use the reciprocal method, like what
When
you
this
just
is
said?
an odd number. If this numerator is odd, there's gonna be one answer. And you can just
Okay,
flip it. But if it's a 2, you need to get the 2 answers, then I would do it the way I showed you before.
Okay.
Okay? So now, this just becomes x minus 2. Now, off to the side, however, I like to do 4/3. I like to make this as 1 1/3. 4/3 is 1 1/3. So it's gonna be 8 times the cube root of 8, and the cube root of 8 is 2. So I look at this as just 8 times 2 is 16. You get it? Yay! And now do what? Add 2? What's your answer?
wait, you didn't, you're still in the parentheses,
Wait,
don't you still have an exponent right
She
there?
didn't mean it.
Huh?
No, the
You have
next
a
one is
parentheses
done.
now.
This is
right?
1. 3/4 times 4/3 is 1. You don't need it.
Oh, the parentheses threw me off, okay.
It's gone. Yeah, you could just drop it. Sorry, lose it. Lose the parentheses. Try the next one, number 21. Rick, can you see this in the camera?
I can.
Can, okay.
I can.
What do you do with this 3?
Divide it.
Divide it.
And you get what?
27.
Okay, now, it's an odd number, so I can raise this to the 4/3 power, right?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna do this to the 4/3. So you're gonna get just x plus 3.
Lose the parentheses.
I'll lose it. Lose the parentheses. So now, how would you do 27 to the 4/3 power? I write this as 27 to the 1 1/3. So it's 27 times the cube root of 27. And the cube root of 27 is 3, so what's 27 times 3?
81.
81.
So what was the point of dividing?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, I'm looking back.
What's the point of what?
What was
You,
the point?
you had
You
81,
had
then you had
81,
to solve
and
all
then
that, and you
solve
still
it.
got 81 again.
Subtract 3. What's your answer?
78.
Beautiful.
That was a fluke. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4. That's a fluke. Just because you got 81 twice,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that's a pattern that you're gonna have. Okay?
You're gonna add 2.
Is that three?
So you go
Three
add
halves?
two.
This audio?
Can't read that.
I think it's 3 halves.
Three halves.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so, what are we gonna do here?
Add
Add
2.
2.
We're just gonna end up doing the same thing.
Okay, now, this is what I would do on this one. I would square both sides to get rid of that. So I would get x plus 1 cubed. What's 27 times 27?
It'll be at 749.
Is it 749?
29.
729. Now, I would take, how would you solve this? Now you're gonna take the cube root. Cube root of
27.
729,
Oh, wait,
It's
29.
9.
9? What's 9 minus 1? too bad.
So I guess that's
So there's not too many.
No, because it's 4, the numerator's 3. Remember that?
You need to write that in your notes, that if a numerator is odd, you will have one answer.
Technical difficulties.
You have to write that down if you don't remember.
Okay, the next one.
Subtract 3.
And I just checked the answers right, it's 8, 23. What do you do? It's 3 halves again. Subtract 3, right? Right, 8. I would square both sides. You get 64, right? Now you're gonna take the cube root of both sides. You're gonna get 4 minus x equals 4. Oh, what's the answer? 0. Subtract 4.
Well,
Divide by 91.
oh,
Well,
I
4
like the
minus what
reciprocal
gives you
method
4?
better.
yeah. Wow.
Next. Now, I'm gonna skip 26, 27, 28, 32. I'm gonna skip those 6. I wanna go to the back side. Okay, 35. How do you solve 35?
Square root of 3.
I know, we did 35, but not on camera.
True.
How do we do 35?
You're gonna square
Square
them
both
both.
You're gonna square both sides.
So
You're gonna square this side, and you're gonna
radicals
square this
cancel.
side. This is an easy problem.
So
You just have 3x equals x plus 6. So you can, when you have a radical that's the same index on both sides, you can simply just remove the radical. And then subtract x. Did you get 2x equals 6 and x equals 3?
Yeah.
Good job. So how do you do 36? This is the same as what we just did. They just wrote it with a rational exponent. This means the same. You got to be able to go from one language to the other. This means the same thing.
Square your side.
So if you square both sides, these cancel. 1/2 times 2 is 1. So you just have 2x equals x plus 5. Very simple. So now subtract x, and what's the answer? 5. Good?
Yeah.
So on 37, what would you suggest we do on that one?
Same thing.
Same thing, we're gonna subtract, see this -9, negative quantity? You're gonna bring this to the other side, and you're gonna make it a positive, right? You're gonna change the sign. And what's another way of saying to the 1/2 power? It's the same as the square root of 7x plus 6, right? So what are you doing with these radicals?
Square.
You're squaring both sides, you're removing them, and you end up with just this equation. You should get x equals 1. What do you think you do on 38?
You're gonna add
You're
square
gonna
root 2x
move
plus 7.
2x plus 7 to the other side.
Which one makes sense to move? One of them's gotta go. Which
negative.
one?
The
The
negative.
next.
This one that has a negative in front of it. I would bring this whole thing over to the other side. It's gonna read, so your problem should read, square root of 3x plus 2 equals, now it's gonna be a positive, root 2x plus 7. Do not change this sign. I've seen some people make that a negative. Now what do? Remove the radicals. Then what?
So, right?
And what's your answer? Got it. For 39,
Is that x to the half and the 1/4?
yep, you're gonna bring this over to the other side. then what?
And then you square it.
Square both sides, so you get x plus 5 equals 5 minus 2x, then what?
And then,
I would bring this
Bring
negative
this
2x
over.
over here, make it 3x, and I would subtract 5, you get 0. Did you get x equals 0 for that one?
yeah.
Good. For 40? Mm-hmm. You know what? I think that might be 1/4.
Which one?
The second one's what?
Oh.
Okay, so what are we gonna do on this one? We can figure this out. So we're gonna bring x minus 2, make this 1/2, and we're gonna make this a 28 minus 2x to the 1/4. So now, I need to get, what's the bigger denominator?
4.
4.
4.
So multiply.
So let's multiply this side by 4. So don't we have to do this by 4?
Yeah.
So this is gonna be, on this side, it's gonna be 28 minus 2x. But what do you have on this side? X minus 2. What's this gonna be? What's 1/2 times 4? 2. That's what you have to do on this problem. You're gonna have to square this. This is gonna be x squared minus 4x plus 4. Anyone have an idea what to do next? We have an x.
Get a 0.
Get a 0 on one
and
side.
a factor.
So I would add 2x here. And I'm gonna subtract 28, I'm gonna get negative 24. Did everybody see that? I did that in my head. Questions on that so far? Now, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna factor.
6 and 4.
So 6 and negative 4 are your possible answers. You're going to have to check them, I'm gonna tell you right now, negative 4 is gonna be extraneous.
So 6 is.
So 6 is the only answer that works. So you're going to have, on your test, you're gonna have to take a second and plug these numbers in and see if they work. Okay, how about 41? What are you gonna do on this
That's the
one?
one we kinda did from
And I think we're gonna stop here because this goes with, this one goes with the notes, the last problem, but flip to, yeah, we're gonna finish the other problems on Monday. We're done.
Bye.